Hey everybody, this is Markkus with Electronic Musician, and in this video I'm going to show you Meteoric Rise, which is an expansion from Native Instruments. It is one of over 50 expansions that Native Instruments has put together using artist creators. So these expansions are very genre focused, and many of them have busy, working, well-known producers behind them. Meteoric Rise, for instance, the producer on this is Ivory Bull Music, which is a producer who's worked with artists such as Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Charlie XCX, and many others. So Meteoric Rise has a sort of genre-bending, modern electronic pop sound where there's elements of trap, soul, EDM, electronic music. It's the kind of sound that you'll probably find familiar, and yet it's still, sort of teasing the edges of what is considered pop music today. Now, before I get into some of these sounds, let me just explain that every expansion kit is loaded with hundreds of drum and instrument samples and loops, all at 24-bit wave format. And each expansion has dozens of construction kits with their component loops and individual sounds available. So let's take a look at these construction kits in Bitwig Studio 2, which I have open here with the Meteoric Rise library. Construction kits shown, and you can see as you just go through them, there's a list of loops for each one, and this makes it very handy and intuitive to start throwing these into the clip tracks for Bitwig Studio in groups so that you can just sort of audition them in a row, see what you like, and see what you can mix and match together. So let's take a listen to some of them. Now I'm going to start just mixing some of these together and see how some of them sound. So that gives you a flavor for the Meteoric Rise construction kits. Now let's check out the battery kits and the synthesizer presets. Like the other Native Instruments expansions, Meteoric Rise has a bunch of battery formatted drum kits for you to load into battery and then use with battery's extensive modulation, editing, and effect system so that you can, twist these sounds into your own creation. So now I've loaded up battery into complete control here, and it makes it very easy to narrow down to all the Meteoric Rise kits. And then you can narrow down further. And the preview function lets you just click these and get a flavor for how they sound. I love that one. You can star your favorites right there if you want. And you see now that once you load one of these up, All the drum sounds are color-coded within Battery, so you know what you're getting. And let's check out some of these others. Well, let's do this. Let's go to the special kits where you can get all, say, your kicks in one spot. There's a lot of great kicks in Meteoric Rise. So when you load them from here, this just collates all of the kicks from Meteoric Rise into one spot. And I mean, this lets you go through all of them, just go down your keyboard and figure out which one your favorites are. It also has some melodic kits, which aren't really drum kits at all, but they are, you know, one-shot or phrase samples of different instruments. And these, if you load them into an instrument like Battery or some other drum instrument, it just makes them easy to manage these sounds. And now, speaking of instrument sounds, we're going to check out the massive presets for Meteoric Rise, of which there are 52. And again, they're all tagged here and categorized so you can narrow down to what you like. And everything is fully editable, so these presets are just going to get you started, but of course you can use all of Massive's great interface features to arrive at the sounds that you want to take. You want to take these to. We've also got some Monarch presets. Again, Monarch is Native Instruments' plug-in version of classic 70s mono synth. So you get that analog warmth sensation from these, right? I mean, this is very indicative to the Moog Mini Moog that the interface also sort of hints at. And finally, there's some Prism presets. Just a few to whet your appetite for what Prism can do. So you can get a lot done with these expansions no matter what software you're using. But if you are using machine software and some machine hardware, you'll get some exclusive content from these expansions. For instance, all of them, including Meteoric Rise, include these machine projects and machine kits that are loaded with exclusive patterns that you otherwise wouldn't get. And here's one of these projects for you right now. So these will give you a flavor for what's possible with Meteoric Rise, and you can just listen, or you can actually, you know, figure out what you might want to do with these projects yourself. You can use the patterns, rearrange them, swap out sounds. Let's try another one. So to me, this sound is very sort of up to the moment, radio friendly or club friendly. Depends on what radio you're listening to, if any. But I think that these do a pretty good job of describing this genre for you. Now I'm going to go back to just the machine kits file. These are all the machine kits, and like I said, all of them have their own patterns for you here. Now, Meteoric Rise also includes presets for the bass synth and the drum synth within Machine. So these are those sounds right here. And I've already loaded them up into a scene. I'll just play some of these back for you. Now that's that, but when you create your own pattern like I did here, don't forget that you can just go to these buttons over here and drag them either as audio or as MIDI into your other software if you like. So here's another one I made. I'm going to drag that one over with MIDI. So that ought to give you a taste for Native Instruments' Meteoric Rise expansion pack, the sounds within and what it can do. I hope you found that useful. Thank you for watching.